Assalamu alaikum students. I welcome you to lecture number 17 of Decision Making in Non-Profit Sector. Today's agenda is, we will be having a preview of last lectures where we have discussed a report, perceptions of people when earthquake hit Pakistan. There was a report which was written by Dr. Andrew Wielder from Feinstein International Center. It's all about humanitarian agenda and the perceptions about those all organizations which participated in relief, rescue and reconstruction operations after the earthquake of 2005 when it hit Pakistan, and what were the perceptions of people regarding those all organizations, how much good work they have done, how much efficient they have done, how much effective they were, or on the contrary. Then we will be having today's part 1, which is leadership in non-profit world. Part 2 is more focused on how to make groups, how to make teams in a leadership in environment in non-profit world. Then we will be having look on 8 broad dimensions of international revenue surveys. Then balance between mission and passion. Both plays an important role in non-government sector organization, in charity, in trust. If the mission is there and passion is not there, then the objectives are not going to be achieved. And if both are applied equally, simultaneously with each other, then the objectives should be achieved. Then resources, the born and the bane concept, financial resources, staff leadership, volunteer leadership, leadership toolbox, context. This is again underneath the leadership toolbox. If you want to apply leadership skills in non-profit sector organization, then you will be having a context in which you are working, then preparation regarding that context, and then persuasion. You go further in order to achieve your objectives, and it is followed by the conclusion. As far as the last lecture's preview are concerned, before going to this current lecture, we have looked on the relief efforts done by the various organizations, especially institutions like Pakistan Army, Action Against Hunger, ICRC, various other organizations, international non-government organizations when the earthquake hit Pakistan. And there were various perceptions that relief effort was an excellent job. Done by international community organizations and done by citizens of Pakistan. Relief was there. Rescue was a bit slow because of the fact that army was busy in rescuing their own soldiers on the line of control. At that point of time, they were also suffered from the disaster. And then it is also followed by, it is also noticed that the response of Pakistan army was slow in rescue phase. Well, as far as reconstruction is concerned, a lot of criticism on the cluster making, cluster meetings, and at the end it was also observed that there was no representative of various organizations in the cluster meeting, and cluster meetings was not actually incorporated in the public. What is actually the cluster and what are the clusters? We have talked about 10 clusters at that point of time, and equally we have found out that Cuban doctors were there, Turkish doctors were there. They were providing relief and rescue efforts to the people. And then we have discovered various interviews, we have discovered various views of the people, we have discovered various perceptions of the people, that how this whole operation was undertaken. Whether the perceptions were positive or negative, it is again depends upon those all affectees who were affected by those disasters. But at the end of the day, all organizations participated in the relief and rescue and equally reconstruction efforts. Today's lecture is more focused on the leadership. What is leadership? Leadership in a non-profit world, a mixed toolbox approach is there. And again, I am following a book which is succeeding in private, public and non-for-profit sectors, like I have told you in the full lecture number 1, that this book is a very good book and it contains a leadership role in the non-profit world. So I am going to take references from it. This topic, the leadership in non-profit world, it starts with one quotation in this one saying of Warren Bennis, a PhD, founding chairman of the Leadership Institute at the University of Southern California. ये Southern California के एक leadership institute जो है, University of Southern California का जो leadership institute है, उसके founding chairman है, and he is PhD, Warren Bennis. And according to him, great leaders often inspire their followers to the high level of achievements by showing them how their work contributes to worthwhile ends. It is an emotional appeal to some of the most fundamental of human needs, the need to be important, to make a difference, to feel useful, and to be the part of successful and worthwhile enterprise. So first thing is, your first line के अंदर जो चीज़ उन्होंने बताई है, Warren Barnes ने, that the great leaders, they inspire their followers. They inspire because of the fact that they have got the charismatic personality. इस पे भी बहुत बहस होती है कि leadership by birth leaders होते हैं या they are polished to be leaders. So in any case, जो भी ग्रेट लीडर्स होंगे वो इंस्पायर करेंगे अपने फॉलोअर को कि वो एक हाई लेवल ऑफ अचीवमेंट्स लेकर आए, by showing them how their own, as a leader, their own personal work contributes to the worthwhile ends, positive ends, successful ends. It is an emotional appeal to some of the most fundamental of human needs. The need to be important, the need to make a difference, to feel useful, to be the part of successful and worthwhile enterprise. So again, it is all about great leaders. That leaders are the ones who inspire their followers, who go for the humanistic values, who leader is the one who follow vision, not division. They follow mission, not my show. So they follow community, not domicile. So at the end of the day, leaders are the one those who inspire their followers, who are considered as a role model in non-profit world. So we are going to have various examples of the leaders, but I can give you one more reference with this quotation there. Stephen R. Covey, he gave up the idea of 8 habits of highly effective leader, and the 8th habit is from existence till greatness. That leaders exist, but the great leaders are few leaders who inspire their followers. Again, today, now the shift is, we are witnessing a shift in the non-profit world. And non-profit world is acting more like a profit organization, and they need to be business-like, because of the fact that if you are gathering donations, then you need to know how you're going to implement those donations, how you are going to apply your programs, how you're going to apply your projects equally, how you're going to apply your portfolios. So आपका सिर्फ ये नहीं है कि आपने एक चैरिटी जमा कर ली, अब चैरिटी को लगाना किस तरीके से वो लीडर का काम है. So it is more like a business activity. It looks like a business activity, लेकिन it is only purely non-profit based. Non-profit based needs to be operate efficiently. एक चीज जो difference है efficiently and effectiveness का, according to management, it's an art of creating an environment in which you provide inputs and take outputs with efficiency and with effectiveness. Efficiency, it refers to the processes. कि अब मैंने सर्विस देनी है किसी इलाके में, तो नेचुरली सर्विस देने के लिए मुझे वेरियस प्रोसेसेस जो हैं वो परफॉर्म करने पड़ेंगे. क्या मेरे वो प्रोसेसेस 100% थ्रेशोल्ड से चल रहे हैं, क्या वो मेरे प्रोसेस 80% थ्रेशोल्ड से चल रहे हैं, क्या वो मेरे प्रोसेस 50% थ्रेशोल्ड से चल रहे हैं. तो ये क्या चीज बता रही है, मेरी एफिशिएंसी बता रही है कि मेरे जो प्रोसेसेस हैं, इन ऑर्डर टू प्रोवाइड सर्विस टू द कम्युनिटी, इन ऑर्डर टू प्रोवाइड द हेल्प टू द नीडी पीपल और इंटरनली डिस्प्लेस्ड पीपल और मार्जिनलाइज्ड कम्युनिटी. सो वी नीड टू थिंक फॉरवर्ड, वी नीड टू सी व्हाट प्रोसेस आइदर आवर प्रोसेसेस आर गोइंग इन लाइन विद द स्टैंडर्ड ऑपरेटिंग procedures, either our projects are going in line with the project management plans which we have made. So efficiency refers to the thresholds of the processes, that how much threshold of the process is going. Either it is on 80%, either it is on 60%, either it is showing fullest efforts. So then there is effectiveness. Now you have provided the service to the community. Now it's the voice of the customer, whether he or she likes or the community likes your service or not. So it is effectiveness. So again, the basic definition of management, it starts at non-profit organizations also they need to be operated more efficiently and more effectively. It is not the matter of just processes, it is the matter of the end results. ये सिर्फ यहाँ तक का नहीं है कि आपने एक processes बना के आपने सिर्फ एक सर्विस दे दी, अब सर्विस देने के बाद बेनिफिट साइड क्या है उस पर भी गौर करना जरूरी है. तो experts in for profit and non-profit industries and business proclaim these mantras, and non-profit today are paying attention, and those today जितने भी executives हैं, जितने भी experts हैं, they are proclaiming these mantras, and they are saying that they need to be more business like. Non-profit have to start acting like for profit organizations. They need to be operating more efficiently and effectively, and today most of the attention is given to the non-profit sector organizations. Changes are going on in the internal and external circle of the non-profit sector organization, and there are various factors. Dynamism is one factor, which is the rapid changes going all around the projects in which non-profit sector organizations work. So, if you talk about environmental changes of the organization, culture, institution, civic organizations, healthcare, advocacy, non-profits, animal rights group, and senior centers, they all basically non-for-profit mission is usually pursued with passion and zeal. These all organizations pursue their mission with passion and with zeal. So there are very important terminologies. One is mission, that organization ki theme kya hai. Another one is a passion or zeal to attain that mission up. So you need to balance between the mission and passion and zeal to attain those objectives of which is based on the basis of which the non-profit sector organization is based. आपने mission जो भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का है, नॉन प्रॉफिट सेक्टर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का, उसका और पैशन और जील के दरमियान यू नीड टू हैव अ बैलेंस ऑफ इट. सो देन यू नीड टू परस्यू फर्दर, एंड इन ऑर्डर टू परस्यू फर्दर यू डोंट हैव टू सी कि जी मैंने मिशन बना दिया एंड पैशन और जील जो ऑब्जेक्टिव्स हैं उनको मैंने नजरअंदाज कर दिया, तो अगेन मेरा मिशन मेरा सक्सेसफुल नहीं होगा, मेरा विजन सक्सेसफुल नहीं होगा, तो मेरा मिशन सक्सेसफुल नहीं होगा. सो एट द एंड ऑफ द डे यू नीड टू हैव अ बैलेंस बिटवीन द मिशन and passion and zeal. According to Internal Revenue Service, a non-for-profit organization recognized by Internal Revenue Service must have a clearly defined mission and financial controls. So this is the recognition about non-profit sector organization, that it should be having financial controls. It should be having all financial details with it. एक छोटी सी एग्जांपल, एक लोकल नॉन गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, अगर उसको फंडिंग चाहिए तो अगर उसके पास 3 साल की चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट स्टेटमेंट्स नहीं होंगी तो डोनर उसको फंड नहीं करेगा. चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स की स्टेटमेंट्स का होना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है एक फाइनेंशियल कंट्रोल के लिए इन ऑर्डर टू गेट मोर फंडिंग डन ऑन द प्रोजेक्ट्स. सो फर्स्ट थिंग इज कि इंटरनल रेवेन्यू सर्विस क्या कहती है कि जी you must have a defined mission, and equally you need to have those people who are controlling your finance. According to the section 501 subsection C of the tax code of Internal Revenue Service, जो key factors highlight किए गए हैं एक non-profit sector organization में, कि either it is based on the religious perspective, either it is based on the educational perspective, either it is based on the charitable purpose, either it is based on the scientific purpose, either it is literary society, either it's testing for public safety, fostering certain national or international amateur sports competitions, prevention to the cruelty to children or animals. So there are lots and lots of organizations जिसकी बेस पे कहा गया कि ये organizations की थीम, मिशन और इसका पैशन और जील ये दोनों चेक होंगे, और उसके बाद दे आर कंसिडर्ड एज टैक्स एसेसी, टैक्स एंटिटीज, दे नीड टू पे द टैक्स. So religious organization is there, educational organization is there, charitable factors are there, scientific factors are there, literary factors are there, testing for public safety is there. You need to save the animals, you need to save the children from other prevention, or you need to save them from cruelty. Then you need to foster the certain nation, you need to develop a nation up, you need to develop one particular community up, you need to come up with the international amateur sports competitions. Then that is basically under the tax, under the Internal Revenue Service. There are 8 broad missions which Internal Revenue Service, according to section 501C of Internal Revenue Service, they recognized. IRS more emphasized that, more states that if an organization wants to be tax exempted, it has to serve the purpose and equally mission to advance public welfare instead of profit motive. So IRS is very clear where they have got a clear agenda on it, that if an organization wants to be a tax exempted organization, then it has to serve the purpose, it has to serve the mission, it has to serve the purpose of the organization, and plus it has to advance the public welfare instead of profit motive. सिर्फ पैसा कमाना मकसद नहीं है, इसके अंदर प्रॉफिट मोटिव कुछ नहीं है, इसके अंदर ह्यूमनिस्टिक वैल्यूज हैं, इसके अंदर फिलैंथ्रोपिक अप्रोच है, इसके अंदर चैरिटेबल अप्रोच है, और इसके अंदर पब्लिक वेलफेयर की बात की गई है, ना कि और मिशन को फॉलो करने की बात की गई है, ना कि प्रॉफिट ओरिएंटेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की बात की. सो IRS इज एम्फसाइजिंग, इट स्टेट्स दैट इफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन वांट्स टू बी टैक्स exempted, then it has to serve the purpose of or mission, or it has to serve the vision or mission of the organization, and plus it has to advance for the public welfare instead of profit motive. Effective non-profit leaders, who are effective non-profit leaders? Effective non-profit leaders know that there are many sides to running in order to run a successful organization. Firstly, there should be a clarity regarding the mission itself. बहुत सी organizations में मैंने ये observe किया कि लोगों को क्लियर ही नहीं होता कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की थीम क्या, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन किस बेस पे काम कर रही, एंड ड्यू टू दैट फैक्ट जब मिशन क्लियर नहीं होता so they don't give you their 100% fullest efforts. First thing is that it should be incorporated down to the level of the employee. जैसे मैंने कहा जी, there is first line management, there is middle level management, and there is top level management. So top level management has to impart down to the first line management that this is the mission of the mission of our non-profit sector organization, that we are working on the child labor. Then this is the mission of our organization, that we are working on the child protection. Then this is the mission of the organization. If I say that that in Action Against Hunger has got the that mission that we are going to fight against the hunger, then it has the mission to fight against the hunger. So it should be incorporated down to the level. Same is the case with the rest of the organization. If I talk about Delta, Development Economic Legislative Training Advocates, which is again a Societies Registration Act based NGO, and that has got the same that they imparted to the down to the level that we are the NGO that provide development, environmental, legislative, training, advocacy, and we provide, these are our themes in which we are going to work. Then there are pressures to become more professionally managed and to articulate, कोई चीज बना देना, कोई आर्ट के तौर पे तरतीब देना, कोई क्रिएटिव काम करना, to achieve those bottom line performance objectives. First thing is that there should be clarity regarding the mission itself. People should know that this is the mission of the organization. Second, then there are pressures to become more professionally managed, to articulate and to achieve those bottom line objectives जिसकी जो mission को achieve करने के लिए होते हैं. Now, there are two important things. First thing is that there should be clarity among the mission itself. Then there are the pressures to become more professionally managed, to articulate an environment, to create an environment, and to achieve those all bottom line objectives which are going to lead you towards your mission. Why this is done both ways? Why there is a way of mission and why there is a passion and zeal itself? Why? Because of the shift in the context of the demand for the services. Yeah, we have noticed that the demand for services in non-profit sector is changing day by day. Changing operating environments we are witnessing and frequent financial pressures. आपने देखा donors जो हैं अब बहुत मोहतात हो गए हैं कि non-profit sector organization को किस तरह फंड किया जाए, क्या उनके पास financial control की details हैं, क्या इनके पास mission, they are following their mission, they are really working for the public advancement or they are working for profit motive. So this is very important context that demand for services is changing. Operating environment is changing and frequent financial pressures are there. So it is very important to differentiate what is mission and equally what are the purpose, what are the objectives, how we are going to achieve those objectives in order to achieve that vision or mission up. Why there is a need of non-profit sector leaders? Non-profit sector leaders recognize the need of strategic मैनेजमेंट पर्सपेक्टिव. ये वो पर्सपेक्टिव है जो कि मैंने स्ट्रेटेजिक मैनेजमेंट की क्लास में आपको मैंने स्टार्ट में पढ़ाया था कि आजकल के जितने भी नॉन प्रॉफिट सेक्टर लीडर्स हैं, दे आर मोरली प्योरली दे आर डीलिंग विद द स्ट्रेटेजिक मैनेजमेंट पर्सपेक्टिव एंड दे आर मूविंग टुवर्ड्स दैट पर्सपेक्टिव फॉर ट्रांसलेटिंग देयर मिशंस इनटू ऑब्जेक्टिव्स, डेवलपिंग प्लान्स, डेवलपिंग स्ट्रेटजीज एंड देन implementing them with the help of budgets, with the help of tight budgets, with the help of portfolios, with the help of programs, with the help of projects, equally with the help of operations. And at the end of the day, what is finalized? What is the main objective of the non-profit sector leader is to first transfer the vision or mission towards down to the level, then decompose that vision mission up in order to devise the strategy up and implement those policies on the basis on those strategies. And once you devise or decompose your vision into more easy strategies or progressive, you say कि जी progressive elaboration हम लोग कर रहे हैं, हम अपनी strategies को बना इसलिए रहे हैं, phase by phase divide इसलिए कर रहे हैं कि हम अपने vision को या mission को पा सकें, then you need to have an implementation part. Implementation is done on the basis of programs, it is done on the basis of portfolios, it is done on the basis of projects, equally it is done on the basis of operations. And क्या at the end of the day हमने अपना vision पाया कि नहीं पाया. So this is the question. The need of the non-profit sector leader is there, and it should be recognized on all levels. That today that there is a shift in demand of services, there is a shift in operating environment. Equally, there is a shift of financial controls, and we require non-profit sector leaders to recognize a strategic management perspective. That every child labor is one strategic management perspective. Child protection is another. You say, okay, it's another mission, and it has got another strategic management perspective. You need to balance between mission and passion. It's very important. Like I was telling you in the last slides, that there should be a balance between mission and passion that drive non-profit sector organizations. Passion is the word which drive non-profit sector, and the effective and efficient management and operations may be the single most factor for success. So it is not only the making of plans, or making of procedures, or making of portfolios, or making of operations. It is people don't demand it. Community requires the service. If you are providing efficient services, if you are providing effective services, now at the end of the day, your passion is along with it, your mission is along with it, and still we say that we are balancing between mission and passion. But there are leaders in non-profit sector, there are executives in non-profit sector organizations where they give more emphasis or more points or more numbers toward mission, and they forget the passion. So passion or zeal is what which is required in order to achieve that mission up. And plus, effective and efficient management and operations may be the single most factor for the success of the non-profit sector organization. It's very true that operations, जैसे मैंने कहा कि जी थ्रू आउट द लाइफ ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चलते हैं. अब ऑपरेशंस जो है, फाइनेंस डिपार्टमेंट है, सेल्स डिपार्टमेंट है, सॉरी फाइनेंस डिपार्टमेंट है, ऑडिट डिपार्टमेंट है आपका, और दूसरे डिपार्टमेंट हैं जिसमें एजुकेशन डिपार्टमेंट भी हो सकता है, आपका प्रिवेंशन एंड कंट्रोल डिपार्टमेंट भी किसी चीज का हो सकता है. तो ऑल डिपार्टमेंट शुड बी इन लाइन विद इन ऑर्डर टू अचीव द मिशन अप. सो मिशन फर्स्ट थिंग, एंड सेकेंडली द पैशन एंड zeal to achieve that mission up. Non-profit sector, it requires strong leadership. In order to achieve the delicate balance between efficiency and effectiveness, it requires strong leadership. You need to see whether your processes, in order to provide the service to the community, in order to provide, आपको दस्तकारी या vocational training institute बना रहे हैं. Now, in order to make that institute up, you need to complete various projects. कोई अलादीन का चिराग तो नहीं जिसको रगड़ेंगे और एकदम से वो चीज तैयार हो जाएगी. You need to basically make such processes. You need to work on such processes कि आप at the end of the day एक दस्तकारी स्कूल के लिए या एक वोकेशनल ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूट के लिए आप काम कर सकते हैं या उसको बना सकते हैं. Now, in order to make it, you need to complete various projects. अब प्रोजेक्ट्स की क्या, प्रोसेसेस की या प्रोजेक्ट्स की जो आपके कितने % थ्रेशोल्ड से चल रहे हैं, दैट इज एफिशिएंसी. और क्या आपने दस्तकारी स्कूल एक इफेक्टिव बनाया कि एक नॉन इफेक्टिव, अनइफेक्टिव बनाया. तो देयर शुड बी अ बैलेंस बिटवीन एफिशिएंसी एंड इफेक्टिवनेस. अ गुड स्ट्रांग लीडर, दे बेसिकली चेक्स the processes, and equally they checks the output, the benefit side of it, which is the effectiveness to the community. और अगर आप community को सही तरीके से चीज नहीं देंगे, या उनको सही तरीके से आप ट्रेन नहीं करेंगे, या आप उसको दस्तकारी स्कूल भी अगर आप बना रहे हैं और वो आपने एक ill mannered सा या एक आपने ऐसा बना दिया which is not required in that area, which is not helping the ladies over there to get themselves trained, then you are not effective. So in order to be a strong leader, you need to first balance between passion and mission, and equally you need to balance between efficiency and effectiveness. If you talk about professional leaders like paid chief executive officers, executive directors, vice presidents, deputy directors, voluntary leaders के अंदर देखें तो board of trustees हैं, directors हैं, event and committee chairs हैं. They believe that more business-like approach is required in non-profit sector, and plus the balance between the mission and passion to work. So, जैसे कि मैंने कहा कि दो मेजर लीडर्स को हमने देखा, और इनको जब मैंने पढ़ना शुरू किया तो दे ऑल professional leaders and even the volunteer leaders, they all basically believe that it should be, non-profit sector should be more focused as a business like, it should be based on a business like approach rather than it should be based wholly solely on the non-profit sector approach. And plus the passion, the balance between the mission and passion to work should be there. As far as non-profit world is concerned, today non-profit world environment requires a good return on investment. ये नहीं है कि आपने charities दे दी हैं, donors आपको पैसे दिए जा रहे हैं, आप लगाए जा रहे हैं. Donors आपकी प्रोग्रेस को चेक करते हैं. If your progress is, if your service is not 100%, then donors are going to stop funding from you. So for you, and then donors demand it. Donors demand it on the quarterly basis. If they are funding you on the quarterly basis, then donors demand it. If you are funded on the semi-annually basis, then donors demand it. And if you're doing it on an annually basis, donors demand it. So there should be, if I say कि जी non-profit world environment की बात की जाए तो good return on investment देखी जाती है कि क्या investment हम लोगों ने की, क्या लोगों का फायदा भी हुआ कि नहीं हुआ, क्या लोगों को, community को वो चीज मिले भी कि नहीं मिली. The challenges, changes and qualities of non-profit leaders reveal a number of opportunities and lessons for success. So कई दफा ऐसा होता है कि पैसे होते नहीं हैं और मिशन भी अचीव करना होता है, तो उस सूरत हाल में क्या करना है, कौन से लोगों को साथ लेके चलना है, किस तरीके से डोनेशंस को जमा करना है, किस तरीके से चैरिटेबल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को लेके चलना है, किस तरीके से नॉन गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को लेके चलना है. हर दिन एक तरह के हालात नहीं रहते. नॉन प्रॉफिट सेक्टर का भी वही एक प्रोसेस है कि उसकी बर्थ होगी, मैच्योरिटी स्टेज आएगी, मैच्योरिटी स्टेज पे उसने और प्रोजेक्ट्स देखने, एंड देन देयर इज डिक्लाइन टू इट. और अगर आप गौर से देखें तो कोई भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सारी जिंदगी के लिए मौजूद नहीं है. इट हैज टू कम टू एन एंड. हर चीज ने खत्म होना है, ये एक कुदरत का दस्तूर है. लेकिन क्या वो जो खत्म हुई हुई चीज थी सक्सेसफुल थी? क्या उसमें गुड लीडर्स, स्ट्रांग लीडर्स पाए जाते थे? क्या वो स्ट्रांग लीडर्स मिशन और पैशन के दरमियान बैलेंस करते थे? क्या वो स्ट्रांग लीडर्स एफिशिएंसी और इफेक्टिवनेस के दरमियान बैलेंस करते थे? तो ये चीजें देखने वाली हैं. ये चैलेंजेस, ये चेंजेस और वो क्वालिटीज ऑफ नॉन प्रॉफिट लीडर्स, वो हमारे पास लेसन हैं, वो हमारे पास नंबर ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं कि हम उनसे सीख सकें, हम उनसे अंदाजा लगा सकें कि डोनर सिर्फ पैसे नहीं दे रहा, डोनर हैज गॉट एन आई ऑन यू. कि अगर आप एनजीओ को चला रहे हैं और डोनर आपको पैसे दे रहा है तो देन ही डोनर हैज एन आई ऑन यू. कि whether how much productivity you have achieved in your how much service you have given to the community. As far as the resources are concerned, the born and the main concept, the challenge of the creating opportunities, enriching lives and communities, creating fundamental change drivers. Many leaders in the non-profit sector, and they are coming with a good. We are looking forward to have creating opportunities that non-profit sector leaders are opening. They are creating new opportunities. They are enriching new lives into the non-profit sector, and communities को involve किया जा रहा है ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा, और creating fundamental change drivers. कि वो कौन-कौन से ऐसे change drivers हैं जिनको हम लोग apply करें तो community के अंदर change आ सके, community progress कर सके, sustainable development हो सके, community mobilization हो सके, अपनी मदद आपके तहत खड़े हो सकें. So it is very important to have an opportunity, to craft an opportunity. It is very important, being as a leader, you need to enrich other lives into it. You need to indulge the community into it, and then you need to create fundamental change drivers, change forces. That this is which is very important. These are the changes which we need to apply in this area so that community can progress itself. आप उस तरह की चेंजेस को अप्लाई करेंगे जो कि चेंजेस पॉजिटिव हैं, जो कि चेंजेस हेल्थी हैं, जो कि चेंजेस एवोल्यूशनरी एंड प्लान्ड हैं, सो दैट कि आपकी कम्युनिटी जो है जिस पे आप काम कर रहे हैं वो फ्लरिश हो सके, वो डेवलप हो सके, वो अपनी मदद आपके तहत खड़े हो सके. तो मेन मकसद नॉन प्रॉफिट सेक्टर लीडर का ये है कि वो कम्युनिटी के हाथ इस तरह ना रखें कि वो उसके पैसे देते रहें और वो खाते रहें. मेन मकसद ये है कि उसके हाथ इस तरह हो, यू डोंट नीड टू give them fish, you need to teach them how to catch a fish, so that कि वो वही चीज, वही स्किल अपने आने वाली जो generations हैं उनमें ट्रांसफर कर सकें. So those leaders who get into non-profit world carry an obligation to implement programs, procedures, provide services, manage many institutions effectively against the backdrop of challenging issues. So there are various challenging issues. There are very internal factors. There are various external factors which are putting lots of pressure in the non-profit sector. And those all leaders, they utilize the resources in a healthy fashion. They apply those all resources, all programs, all procedures, just to provide healthy services to the people, to the community, and manage many institutions effectively against the backdrop of challenging issues. And there are challenging issues in an environment. In an author's view, जिसकी बुक मैं आपको पढ़ा रहा हूँ, रोनाल्ड आर सिम्स एंड स्कॉट ए कॉटरो, इसकी बुक ये जो है सक्सीडिंग इन द प्राइवेट, पब्लिक एंड नॉन प्रॉफिट sectors and leadership. He has a view that we need to stand on the shoulders of those who came before us for 90 years. Yet we still look forward. We need to stick to our mission. yet be adaptive to stay relevant in order to deliver in it. The messages have to express differently to make sense to the community. We need to stay in the cutting edge and use our resources fully. So ये बात ये की गई है, जो हमसे पहले भी आए हम उनके शोल्डर्स पे खड़े हुए हैं, और हमारे से आने वाले जो जनरेशन है उन्होंने हमारे शोल्डर्स पे खड़ा होना. तो जो हम लोग आज दरख्त लगाएंगे वो आने वाले लोगों को हेल्प करेगा. सो वी नीड टू स्टैंड ऑन द शोल्डर्स ऑफ दोज हु केम बिफोर अस for 90 years. But still, we look forward. We need to stick to our mission. We need to stick to our vision, yet be adaptive to stay relevant in order to deliver on it. The messages have to express differently to make sense to the community. We need to stay in the cutting edge, and we need to utilize our resources fully. We need to give equal opportunity to our employees. Your employees is the resource. Your finance is the resource. Your technology is the resource. Your HR is the resource. You need to apply them properly. You need to apply them equally. If we have a leader's example, then over here, Neely Haas has been an executive director of the Colonial Coast Conference Girl Scouts of America since its inception in 1981. ये जो Colonial Coast Conference Girl Scout है, एक कॉन्फ्रेंस हुई थी गर्ल स्काउट्स की अमेरिका के अंदर, और उसकी इंसेप्शन 1981 में हुई. She knows how important it is to stay relevant, especially to nearly 17,000 member non-profit sector organizations across a 25,000 square mile area in southern eastern Virginia and northern eastern North California. So ये एक एग्जांपल है. लीडर कहीं भी एग्जिस्ट कर सकता है, वो किसी भी कंट्री के अंदर एग्जिस्ट कर सकता है. एक छोटी सी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है जिसके साथ अटैच 17,000 मेंबर नॉन प्रॉफिट सेक्टर ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं, और इसका जो अक्रॉस कितना एरिया है, 25,000 स्क्वायर माइल्स का एरिया है. और ये अकॉर्डिंग टू नीलू हासी, शी हैज टू be relevant. She has to be, especially to all those organizations which are the members of this Girl Scouts of America. Financial resources, if we talk about non-profit, range in size from the teacher insurance and amenity association to your neighborhood. कोई block party planning committee बनी हुई है, अमूमन मोहल्लों में देखा गया कि एक मोहल्ला कमेटी बनी हुई होती है. If we talk about charitable organization, so again charitable organization is a small level organization. Talk about trust is little big. If we talk about NGO is a big organization, but it is not big international non-government organization. It is just an NGO. अब हर एक के financial resources उनकी स्टार्ट के हिसाब से डिफरेंट है. चैरिटी की अगर बात की जाए, चैरिटेबल इंस्टीट्यूशन का फाइनेंशियल रिसोर्स कम होगा या ज्यादा होगा, तो वो सिर्फ उसी की हद तक होगा, वो अप्लाई सिर्फ चैरिटेबल पर्पस के लिए करना है. अगेन फाइनेंशियल रिसोर्सेज का कम होना का मतलब ये है कि फाइनेंशियल रिसोर्सेज कम है लेकिन अच्छे तरीके से अप्लाई करने, ऐसे तरीके से अप्लाई करने. दैट डजंट मीन एक छोटी सी कमेटी है उसके अंदर उसके बाद भी फाइनेंशियल रिसोर्स होगा, और इक्वली एक एनजीओ है उसके बाद भी फाइनेंशियल रिसोर्स होगा, बट यू नीड टू अप्लाई देम पॉजिटिवली एंड यू नीड टू अप्लाई देम हेल्थली. Social investors and non-profit stakeholders look for a return on their investment of donations to more than 1.4 million charities in the United States, including religious organizations. So mostly जो United States के अंदर charitable काम देखेंगे उसमें 1.4 मिलियन जो है US डॉलर्स वो सिर्फ charities को दिए जाते हैं. और अगर 2002 की बात की जाए, क्योंकि हम अब थोड़ा पाकिस्तान से हटके भी बात करते हैं कि यूएसए में क्या सिचुएशन है. पाकिस्तान की तो हम लोगों ने बड़े डिटेल में हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया है लास्ट लेक्चर्स के अंदर. अब हम यूएस की बात करेंगे. टोटल चैरिटी जो उसमें 1.4 मिलियन US डॉलर्स जो 2002 में सिर्फ यूएस रिलीजियस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को और अगर चैरिटीज के लिए दिए गए. अब आगे उसका ब्रेकडाउन भी देखेंगे हम लोग किस हिसाब से उन्होंने दिए. इन द ईयर 2002 टोटल चैरिटेबल गिविंग रीच अ रिकॉर्ड ऑफ नियरली 241 billion US dollars, representing an estimated 2.3% of US gross domestic product. तो ये 2002 की बात कर रहे हैं. If we go with a book which is Chronicles of Philanthropy, total giving to the nation's 400 largest charities fell in 2002 for the first time in dozen years after several years of double-digit growth. तो ये किसी न किसी वजूहात की वजह से ये गिरी भी. ये चैरिटीज जो थी ये हो सकता है लोगों ने कम नहीं हो सकता है डोनेशंस कम मिले हो, लेकिन 2002 से पहले तक ही डबल डिजिट में थी और 2002 में ये गिरी भी हैं. अगर 2003 की बात की जाए चैरिटी रिपोर्ट की, यूएसए के अंदर रिलीजियस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को 35% चैरिटी मिली, एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस को 13.1%, फाउंडेशंस को 9.1%, हेल्थ को 7.8% एंड ह्यूमन सर्विसेज को 7.7%। आप देख रहे हो कि रिलीजियस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस जो हैं यूएसए के अंदर सबसे ज्यादा चैरिटी इन रिलीजियस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को मिल रही है, विच इज 35% of the total gross domestic product. So educational institutions are there. Second number पे वो है 13.1%, foundations are on 9.1%, health is 7.8%, and human services are on the 7.7%. So this is a USA report which says that major part of the charity is given to the religious organizations. If we go with the other approach of which is staff leadership, over the nearly 1.4 million registered non-profit sector organizations, less than 2/3 ever file annual internal revenue service forms and have gross income received of less than $25,000. 1.4 million registered non-profit sector organizations हैं, जिसमें से 2/3 जो है ना जी, उन्होंने एनुअल जो टैक्स के फॉर्म्स हैं इंटरनल रेवेन्यू सर्विस के वो फाइल की हैं। और ये चीज़ थोड़ी सी हैरानकुन भी है और थोड़ी सी ये एक अलार्मिंग सिचुएशन है कि इंटरनल रेवेन्यू सर्विस जो कि बड़ा कलीदी किरदार अदा करते हैं इन ऑर्डर टू कलेक्ट द टैक्स, उनके पास जो रजिस्टर्ड हैं, there are 1.4 million registered non-profit sector organizations, और उनकी gross income है received of less than $25,000 है। So less than 2/3 भी जो है ना जी, they are basically they are filing tax forms. What's the reason? Why staff leadership? We do not pay our staff members enough. Head of the Girl Scout, which I was telling you in the last slides, that कि हम अपने staff members को ज़्यादा नहीं देते हैं. Most non-profit sector organizations are blessed with dedicated staff and volunteers. Rarely a staff member paid their worth. It's a difficult job. If you go, it's a challenging environment. It is not easy to go with the non-profit sector work. Although it's they are learning organizations. They are known as learning organizations. जब हम result based management पढ़ेंगे तो हम ये देखेंगे उसको एक साइंटिस्ट ने learning organization का भी नाम दे दिया। लेकिन non-profit sector organizations के अंदर जितना भी staff काम कर रहा है वो dedicated staff है, वो एक डिवोटेड स्टाफ है, और वो स्टाफ सिर्फ प्रोफेशनल उस पर भी नहीं है, वॉलंटियर्स भी हैं उसके अंदर, और स्टाफ वैसे भी सारा का सारा जो इन्वॉल्व है वो एक्स्ट्रा काम भी करते हैं। और यहाँ पे ये चीज़ बता दी गई है कि रियली अ स्टाफ मेंबर्स पेड देयर वर्थ, जितना वो काम करते हैं उतना उनको कंपनसेट नहीं किया जाता। व्हाट इज द बिगेस्ट इशू? द बिगेस्ट इशू इज टू फाइंड अ कॉम्पिटेंट लीडरशिप व्हेन द पे इज नॉट हाई। जब आपके पास इतनी ज़्यादा चैरिटी नहीं है, इतनी ज़्यादा डोनेशंस नहीं है, एंड यू नीड टू वर्क ऑन द प्रोग्राम्स इक्वली, यू नीड टू वर्क ऑन द प्रोसीजर्स, यू नीड टू वर्क ऑन द ऑपरेशंस ऑफ द नॉन प्रॉफिट सेक्टर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, एंड यू डोंट हैव दैट मच मनी, बट यू नीड टू फाइंड दैट the biggest issue is that you need to find that leader up which plays a significant role when the pay scale is not that high, and this is the biggest issue, finding a competent leader. Project President of Norfolk Foundation, Virginia, Angelica Light, a president of Norfolk Foundation, amongst the largest community foundations in the country, established in 1950, says, it's critical to lead with the heart. Non-profit leaders must possess a keen respect for staff and be reflective in their decision making. So this is Angelica Light का ये statement है। 1950 पे इनकी ये Norfolk Foundation बनी, which is the largest community foundation in USA. अब उनकी statement के मुताबिक it is critical to lead with the heart. दिल चाहिए, और it's very hard to apply that perspective. Non-profit leaders must possess a keen respect for staff and be reflective in their decision making, because it's a service-oriented discipline. It is not you need to make a product, you are sitting up काम निकलवा लेंगे। आपने सर्विस देनी है, और सर्विस भी कम्युनिटी से पता लगेगी कि कम्युनिटी उस सर्विस को पसंद भी करती है नहीं। तो आपके अगर स्टाफ के साथ आपका रिलेशनशिप सही नहीं है, और अगर आप उसकी रिस्पेक्ट नहीं देते हैं, तो एट द एंड ऑफ द डे योर सर्विस इज गोइंग टू बी डेटेरेटेड, योर कम्युनिटी इज नॉट गोइंग टू लाइक योर सर्विस, दे आर गोइंग टू से इट्स नॉट एन इफेक्टिव सर्विस। Problem is that non-profit leaders are not following their mission and not translating it through programs, procedures with zeal and understanding. So, जैसे start में बात की गई कि you need to balance between the mission, and equally you need to balance between the passion and zeal, mission and passion and zeal. So balance approach होना चाहिए। अगर balance नहीं होगा तो प्रॉब्लम क्या आएगा कि आपका स्टाफ जो है वो सही तरीके से काम नहीं करेगा, आपका एटीट्यूड उनकी तरफ सही नहीं होगा, आप रिस्पेक्ट से बात नहीं करोगे उनके साथ, आप एक कोल्ड फिश के तौर पे बैठ जाओगे। आपको यू नीड टू बी वार्म in order to be a leader. You don't need to be a cold fish. So best thing is that you need to balance between the mission and passion. और उसके लिए क्या चीज जरूरी है? The problem is that non-profit sector leaders are not following their mission. They need to follow the mission up. And equally, they need to incorporate it in their employees with the help of programs, with the help of procedures, with zeal and with proper thorough understanding that this is what our mission is, these are what our programs our programs are. We need to have a help from you you all guys, and we require to achieve that mission up with the passion and with the zeal. Then serve as a leader, effective leaders serve in non-profit sector organization know how to serve multiple stakeholders. Stakeholders कौन होते? Those who have got a direct or indirect effect on the working of the non-profit sector organization, those who have got a positive or negative effect on the non-profit sector organizations, those there are direct stakeholders, there are indirect stakeholders. They can come, they can start, they can initiate a project at one point of time under non-profit sector organization. They can be leaders of non-profit sector organization. Equally, they can